Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world without GPS, without lasers, without the scientific understanding of the universe that has defined the modern era. This is a world that would lack the profound influence of Albert Einstein, a man whose intellect redefined the very fabric of space and time, and whose vision reshaped how we perceive the cosmos. Born on March 14th, 1879, in the city of Ulm, Germany, Einstein's early years gave little indication of the genius that would later emerge. As a child, he was curious but struggled with the rigid structure of school, often finding the rote learning uninspiring. Yet his fascination with the mysteries of the universe was ignited at the age of 5 when his father gave him a simple compass. Watching the needle move, young Einstein became captivated by the invisible forces that governed its motion, a curiosity that would drive him for the rest of his life. Einstein's academic journey was anything but conventional. In his teenage years, his family moved to Switzerland, where he enrolled at the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich. There he found a more accommodating environment for his independent spirit. Though he occasionally clashed with professors and skipped lectures, his brilliance was unmistakable. By 1902, Einstein had settled into a modest position as a patent clerk in Bern. To many, it might have seemed like a detour, but this period became one of the most fertile chapters of his life. Free from the constraints of academia, Einstein began to explore his ideas with the unbridled freedom that would lead to a revolution in physics. Let us turn to 1905, often referred to as Einstein's miracle year. While working at the patent office, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers that would forever change science. Among them was his special theory of relativity, a work that introduced the famous equation E equals mc squared. In this single stroke of genius, Einstein demonstrated that mass and energy are interchangeable, unlocking secrets of the universe that had eluded scientists for centuries. This equation laid the foundation for everything from nuclear power to our understanding of the Big Bang. But what exactly is relativity? Imagine for a moment that you are on a train, traveling at a constant speed. To you, the motion feels steady, unchanging. However, to an observer standing outside, your experience is very different. Einstein's insight was to show that space and time are not fixed, but relative, dependent on the observer's frame of reference. This realization dismantled centuries-old notions of a static universe and replaced them with a dynamic, interconnected reality. Time, Einstein revealed, could stretch and bend just like space. This was not just a scientific breakthrough, but a philosophical shift, challenging humanity's understanding of existence itself. Einstein's work on relativity was only the beginning. In 1915, he unveiled his general theory of relativity, a more expansive framework that incorporated gravity into the equation. Here, Einstein proposed that massive objects, such as planets and stars, warp the fabric of space-time itself, creating the phenomenon we perceive as gravity. This theory was spectacularly confirmed during a solar eclipse in 1919, when astronomers observed the bending of starlight around the sun. Just as Einstein had predicted, overnight he became a global icon, his name synonymous with genius. Despite his fame, Einstein remained deeply humble and committed to the pursuit of truth. He once remarked, "I have no special talents, I'm only passionately curious." This insatiable curiosity led him to tackle some of the most perplexing questions in science, from the nature of light to the behavior of atoms. His work on quantum mechanics, though sometimes at odds with his intuitive beliefs, laid the groundwork for technologies like semiconductors and lasers. Yet Einstein was never content to rest on his laurels. He spent the latter part of his career in search of a unified field theory, a single framework that could reconcile the forces of nature. Though this quest eluded him, it underscored his relentless drive to understand the universe's deepest mysteries. Einstein's influence extended far beyond the realm of physics. In the face of rising anti-Semitism and political turmoil in Europe, he used his platform to advocate for peace and justice. As a Jewish scientist, he was acutely aware of the dangers posed by the Nazi regime. In 1933, Einstein fled Germany and took refuge in the United States, where he accepted a position at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton. There he became not only a leading scientific figure, but also a vocal advocate for civil rights, nuclear disarmament, and international cooperation. His letters, speeches, and essays reveal a man deeply committed to humanity's welfare, often speaking out against nationalism and militarism. One of the most significant, yet conflicted, moments of Einstein's life came with the development of nuclear weapons. In 1939, he co-signed a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning of the potential for Nazi Germany to develop an atomic bomb. This letter ultimately spurred the creation of the Manhattan Project. Though Einstein did not work directly on the project, the use of his equation, Ak equals mc squared, to unlock the power of the atom haunted him. In later years, he became an outspoken critic of nuclear weapons, famously remarking, "I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." Einstein's personal life was as complex as his scientific theories. He was married twice, first to Mileva Maric, a fellow physicist with whom he had 2 sons and a daughter. Their relationship was both intellectually stimulating and tumultuous, ultimately ending in divorce. He later married his cousin, Elsa Lowenthal, a union marked by companionship, but also controversy. Throughout his life, Einstein maintained close friendships with other luminaries, including the Indian philosopher Rabindranath Tagore and the physicist Niels Bohr. Yet he often described himself as a solitary figure. He once wrote, "My passionate sense of social justice and responsibility has always contrasted oddly with my pronounced lack of need for direct contact with other human beings." What makes Einstein's legacy so enduring is not just the breadth of his contributions, but the way he bridged the gap between science and humanity. His theories were not merely abstract constructs, they were keys to unlocking the universe's secrets. At the same time, his writings and speeches remind us of the profound ethical responsibilities that come with knowledge. Einstein's wisdom extended beyond equations and experiments to encompass a vision of a more just and compassionate world. He once said, "Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value," a credo that defined both his life and his work. In the twilight of his years, Einstein continued to work tirelessly, driven by the same curiosity that had captivated him as a boy with a compass. He passed away on April 18th, 1955 at the age of 76, leaving behind a legacy that transcends time and discipline. Today, his name is synonymous with genius, his face a cultural icon recognized around the world. But beyond the caricatures and the mythology lies a man whose profound insights reshaped our understanding of reality and whose humanity inspired generations to come. Albert Einstein's story is not just one of intellectual triumph, but of perseverance, curiosity, and a relentless pursuit of truth. He showed us that the universe is vast and mysterious, yet accessible through the power of the human mind. More than that, he reminded us of the importance of using that power wisely, for the betterment of all. As we reflect on his life and work, we are reminded of the words he himself cherished. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So let us honor Einstein not only as a scientist, but as a thinker, a dreamer, and a symbol of humanity's boundless potential. His journey from a curious boy in Ulm to a global icon of intellect and compassion is a testament to the power of ideas to change the world. In his legacy, we find not only answers, but the inspiration to ask the next great questions. His life reminds us that through perseverance and imagination, even the greatest mysteries of the cosmos are within our reach.